Hi guys, and welcome to Mark Bayeski YouTube channel. Another day in paradise here in P.E.H Pueblo. My two bonsai trees are dying now. Oh, they're just behind me. I keep watering them, but they're dying. Can you imagine? Oh, I keep loving them. In fact, I've been in ballet, so I haven't been able to talk to them, and I think that's what it is. They were heartbroken. Anyway, I'm back again, so I'll give them a cuddle later on this afternoon. Welcome! Today is a beautiful day to talk about my favourite stone, crystal. When I first began this journey, I was very impressed with crystals, but one particular crystal which was placed in my hand by my first mentor. She said, "Feel that and tell me what you feel." To be honest, I've never looked back. I was blown away. People often say to me, "Mark, what is a Moldavite? Why do you love it so much?" I think I'm a little bit different than most people because most of the dealers tend to look at AAA, like for instance this one, which is like a AAA. They see it as the way, the colour, the shape and the density has value, whereas to me this crystal here, for instance, that I this one here and this one and you're gonna laugh at this, okay? This one, you can't even see it, it's that small. It's tiny. Have more meaning to me than, hang on, I was going to sneeze but I didn't. Has more meaning to me than a AAA, than this one. The reason why is I don't look at a Moldavite in those ways. And the reason why is because each one of these that you're looking at, you're seeing like the value of a car, like some people like save their money for a holiday, some people save it once a year to buy a brand new car. Any bit of money I get from the website, I quickly run out and purchase Moldavite mainly, and other crystals that I love. But Moldavite has great meaning to me. It just has something, whether they are very translucent, like some of these, you can see straight through them. Look at the quality. I don't know if you can see. And then you've got the denser ones, slightly denser ones, darker in colour. Lighter and different formations. This is like a bark effect. So they all have their own unique energy formation, which is amazing. So if you buy a Moldavite thinking you're buying it because of the value and the price, that really is wrong. I'm sorry to say. It isn't really how it should be done. Because a Moldavite has its own unique energy, each individual piece. When it came down 15 million years ago, so they say, when it breaks up in the atmosphere as a meteorite does, each single fragment that flies into to the earth, into Mother Nature, has its own energy. That's what makes it so different than other crystals. Tactites are the same, but they just don't have the same quality as this one does. Tactites are more really absorbing negative energy. These just admit a power that, you actually feel, you actually sometimes feel like you're elevating even though you're not. I understand why people have talked about the elevating energy of Moldavite. It feels like your body is lifting, but actually what's happening is your spirit is attuning to what I call the, I'm not even going to say it, but if it's come from out of this world, then it's bound to be extraterrestrial energy. It's bound to be out of this world energy, so it's bound to have something very special. I've seen and worked with many other meteorites. Nothing, and I mean nothing, comes close to this. Because the first moment I place this in my hand, and my clients, the thousands of clients who have bought Moldavites from me over these 12 years, the messages that I receive from this crystal of what happened to them after that is mind-blowing. One of the main things that happen with Moldavite is that you get this surge of energy. Now, people often talk about this surge being cleansing, clearing, or awakening. It can be all three. How else do we awaken if we don't clear and cleanse? And that, I believe, is one of the qualities of Moldavite. It has this rush energy, which some people call it the flush, Moldavite flush. It's a good name. I call it the rush because it hits you like a ton of bricks. But you know what? Even though you take a piece in your hand and you don't feel it, that doesn't mean it hasn't worked or you didn't get that rush. It just means possibly that you are in such a dense energy yourself that you can't feel. And it's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad with you not feeling a Moldavite. But I always say bear with it, work with it, because what it may be doing is breaking down the walls of your fears, your worries, your lack of belief, and your, most of all, your sensitivity. Heightened sensitive people who feel things are going to feel this far greater than somebody who doesn't have that sensitivity. It doesn't make you any better or worse. In fact, to be honest with you, super sensitive people have a bloody rough ride in this world. They feel everything, they feel pain, they suffer, they worry. You know what? Sometimes I want to be non-sensitive. I don't want to feel all that I feel every day. But Moldavite is so unique in itself. That's why I live, eat and breathe it. And I've often shared this story with people. If you believe in life after life and you believe that our spirit world is around us, guiding us and helping us, like your family and spirit are always there, my belief is that your family bring you to here or wherever. And then when I've worked with my crystals, I can be doing a healing session and all of a sudden your family and spirit says, Mark, the Moldavite over in the left, you must give it to your client. And I'm going, oh no! Can't it be the rose quartz to the left of it? They haven't got a clue how much I've paid for it. Oh God, no! But it's so funny. You can't win with spirit. So you end up giving this ugly piece of green crystal to your client, thinking they haven't got a clue what they've got in their hand. And its monetary value. And then you think, and they go, oh yeah, thanks. And then you go, yeah, okay, please hold it and look after it. This is a present from your family and spirit. And they go off and, but you know what? It's beautiful because the funny thing is spirit always rewards you in other ways, in tenfold. Not that you give because you're waiting for a reward. You give because you know you have to. And if you think about that in the spirit world, they laugh at us because monetary value, what a load of nonsense. This is a crystal, and to spirit, never mind whether it's a rose quartz at €1 or whether it's a Moldavite at 600 euros, it has the energy what it needs, and it isn't the value that matters, which we've got to get that out of our heads. So when we gift a crystal, we gift with love, not with holding on to its value. That's so important to me. So how do we check a Moldavite? The only way you can really check a Moldavite is by one of these. Can you see it? Okay, UV. So you get your UV and you shine it in a dark place. Okay, so this is no good, you can't see it, but when it's a dark place, it's dark at night, there's no light, you then shine it over, and what you find is when you shine it over, there's clusters of darkness, like shadows in the shadows inside this crystal. So it's impossible to do that now, but the shadows inside the crystal. That's one way, which is pretty good. But the other way is this. You take a little eyepiece like this, an eyeglass, and you look into it, oh my God, the crystal is amazing. And if you look very carefully, you can start to see inclusions, little tiny air bubbles, little tiny ones. But when you look at the air bubbles, they're not round, they're oblong in shape, long. And the reason why is because when it came down 15 million years ago at such a speed, it then turned into glass. But the air bubbles were elongated because of the speed it was coming down at. Whereas all the fake Moldavites that people are buying every day now, it's awful. When I take a piece and have a look at it, you see that the air bubbles are perfectly round, which means they've been blown when the person stood still. So you can't fake that. You can't fake air bubbles which are elongated. Now, every one of my crystals I double check, every one, which means not just I check, but I double check with a meteorologist. So you can be guaranteed if you come to my website, markbayerski.com, and click on a store page and look at Moldavites, you know guaranteed that every Moldavite is genuine. Right down to this little one. That one. And what do you do with that, you would say? Well, I tell you what I've done with it. I've placed this little beauty on top of my client's third eye, and I have seen their eyes when they're asleep flicker like crazy, then take it off again, and then their eyes settle down. You know, you can't make this up. You know, you have to be there to understand it. You have to be there to feel this. You have to hold a piece of Moldavite to truly understand Moldavite. But let me tell you guys, when my book comes out, my Moldavite book comes out, it's going to blow you away. And every single story that I have on Moldavites, every single story that I write about per client who have experienced some amazing things with me while we've been working with them, are all my friends on Facebook. Every single story, just like Diary of an Accidental Psychic that I wrote. Many people mocked me on social media, and then straight away the person that I wrote about entered straight into that conversation and said, excuse me, that was me you're mocking. And then that person then runs off with their tail between their legs. I don't believe in exaggeration. I don't like exaggeration because it really ruins everything for whatever field of work you work in. I think the truth speaks for itself. You don't need to scream and shout when the truth is the truth. You don't see a boxer walk into a bar and say, come on, come and start trouble, come on, I'll knock you out. A boxer doesn't do that because he knows deep down he doesn't need to do that. So as far as I'm concerned in life, if you truly work with something very special, whether that's with spirit, whether that's with a Moldavite, you know that the truth speaks for itself and the truth is felt. That's the difference. So when you read Diary of an Accidental Psychic, you feel it. You know it's true. And it isn't thunderbolt lightning strikes. It is the gentle little things that really touch our heart and soul. This isn't a movie, guys. This lifetime, what we live, isn't Hollywood movies. It is gentle, loving things that are so powerful. That's the magic. And that's where we go wrong. We so look upon these movies that we think our life has to be like that. And therefore we miss the little miracles in our life which change our life, which are so profound to our existence and being here, that if we can stop and get rid of all of that nonsense of Hollywood and the exorcism and all that rubbish that you watch on telly, the jumping fear factor of, ghosts and ghost hunting, all of these things, they only make things worse in our life, because that's what we're chasing, that's what we're hunting, that's what we're after. But that's not it. That's not it. This is it, the little things that we hold a piece of Moldavite and all of a sudden we go, oh my God, what was that? There you go, that's the start, that's the beginning. What happened just then? Exactly, what happened just then? Ask yourself that question. There is the beginning of your journey. I love you all, guys. Thank you very much for subscribing to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. I hope you realise that Moldavites play a huge part in my life, and that's why I'm probably one of the biggest sellers of Moldavites on the Costa del Sol, Spain now. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of selling Moldavites. I'm proud of, I suppose, helping you step onto a path of knowing that there's more to life than eating, drinking, sleeping and working. With a simple piece of ugly looking green glass, what it looks like, which is Moldavite, which is an amazing, amazing crystal. As long as it's genuine, I promise you, if you have a piece of this and you sit in stillness, this could trigger the start of your spiritual awakening. Whether you want to become a healer, whether you want to become psychic, whether you want to just help people, whether you want to attune to spirit, whether you want to become stronger in nature and life, Moldavite is that very crystal that I believe is the greatest crystal in this world. The most powerful, without a shadow of a doubt. Thank you once again, and I'm really happy to be here to share just a little. I didn't even show you all the crystals that are now ready to go on the website over there. There's nearly 2,000 that I've been working with for a long time, and I've just received a box this morning too, with over I think 1,000 as well. So I think I'm probably becoming one of the biggest Moldavite sellers, hopefully, and at least you know that you can get a genuine piece from somewhere. That's important, because the world now is faked up to at least 80% Moldavite fakes because of China. It's really sad. But there you go, guys. So, final note, never judge a Moldavite by what it looks like. Never judge a Moldavite by how expensive it is. Always let the crystal choose you. Have an open mind, go through the pages, look at all the crystals on there, and the one that jumps out at you, no matter what it looks like or how inexpensive it is or how small it is, if it jumps out at you, there's a reason for that. Listen to your intuition. That's how you buy a Moldavite, because the Moldavite chooses you. Have a lovely day, guys. Longer video than normal, but do you know what? I could talk about Moldavite for a week. I often do to many people. Have a great day, guys. Take care.